multi-billion-dollar luxury industry has a dirty secret. The products with the biggest logos are made for the people with the least amount of money. Every year, millions of people sacrifice their savings to buy a handbag covered in logos, a belt that screams a brand name, or sneakers that cost a month's rent. They think they are purchasing a ticket into the high society club, but inside the boardrooms of the world's largest fashion conglomerates, these loud products are known by a completely different name: the middle-class trap. While the masses buy loud fashion to look rich, the true 0.1% billionaires are fighting a silent war to look entirely ordinary. They spend fortunes on clothes that purposefully hide their price tag. In this video, we expose the psychological warfare of the fashion conglomerates. We reveal the Cashmere War and why wearing a massive brand logo is considered the ultimate corporate submission among the global elite. The billion-dollar illusion. To understand how you are being manipulated, you must understand who actually funds the luxury industry. The average person believes that billionaires are the main customers of brands like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, or Balenciaga. This is a massive illusion. True billionaires do not buy these brands. Luxury conglomerates make up to 80% of their revenue from the aspirational middle class. These are people who cannot easily afford these items, but are desperate to signal status. The big luxury houses know this perfectly. They deliberately design their most heavily branded items with cheaper materials, canvas, and synthetic blends, because they know the buyer doesn't care about the quality. They only care about the visibility of the logo. The logo is a psychological tax. It is a premium paid by insecure individuals to buy validation from strangers. When you wear a giant brand logo across your chest, you are not showing that you have money. You are shouting to the world that you are a consumer. You paid them to advertise their company. To the old elite, this is the definition of financial insanity. The Veblen Trap and intentional ugliness. In economics, there is a concept known as a Veblen good. This is a product where the demand increases as the price increases, defying the laws of standard economics. The luxury conglomerates have weaponized this concept into what insiders call intentional ugliness. In recent years, you have likely seen high-fashion houses releasing products that look completely ridiculous. Destroyed sneakers for $2,000, or leather bags designed to look like actual garbage bags. Why do they do this? It is a psychological test. They are testing the limits of the middle class. They want to see if the consumer's desire for the logo is so blind that they will buy literal ugliness just to prove they can afford it. It is an extreme demonstration of corporate dominance. The ultra-rich owners of these conglomerates look at these sales figures with a cold smirk. They have succeeded in turning consumption into a blind cult, where the product no longer matters, only the submission to the brand matters. The secret hierarchy of the backroom. If billionaires don't buy the loud items at the front of the store, what do they actually wear? Welcome to the secret hierarchy of the backroom. When an ultra-high net worth individual walks into a luxury house, they don't look at the shelves. They are guided directly into a private suite, completely invisible to the public. Here, there are no logos. Instead, they buy from brands you have likely never heard of, or from the invisible haute couture collections of classic houses. They wear brands like Loro Piana, Brunello Cucinelli, or Stefano Ricci. A simple, unbranded navy blue jacket from Loro Piana can easily cost $15,000. Why? Because it is made from vicua, the rarest and softest fabric on earth. It is harvested from wild animals in the Andes Mountains once every 3 years. To the masses, it looks like a generic jacket from a fast fashion store, but to another billionaire, the drape of the fabric and the specific texture are a silent handshake. It says, "I don't need a logo to tell you who I am. My fabric speaks for itself." Mentally rich versus mentally poor. The war between loud and quiet luxury is ultimately not a war of money. It is a war of mindset. The new rich and the middle class use fashion as a shield. They use it to cover up the fear of being seen as ordinary. They believe that if they stop wearing logos, their social status will instantly vanish. The true elite operate from a position of absolute ownership. When you own the real estate, the banks, the media networks, and the private equity, you don't need a fashion designer to give you an identity. In fact, wearing a logo means subjecting yourself to someone else's brand. A billionaire doesn't want to represent Louis Vuitton. A billionaire wants Louis Vuitton to represent them. True wealth invests in utility, legacy, and ultimate freedom. It burns no capital on fleeting trends. Loud luxury is an expense that feeds the ego but starves the asset sheet. Quiet luxury is an investment in self-preservation, safety, and ultimate social camouflage. The world screams for your attention, but the real power lies in the whisper. The next time you are tempted to buy an item just because of the brand name on the label, stop and ask yourself, who am I trying to impress? The masses who don't care, or the elite who will immediately see it as a sign of insecurity? True luxury is not something you wear. It is the freedom to be completely invisible. If you want to break free from the consumer traps of the modern world and master the secret psychology of the ultra-rich, subscribe to this channel right now. Leave a comment below. What is the most overhyped luxury brand in the world today? We will see you in the next video. Stay focused.